The psychology of people born in the 1970s. People born in the 70s have a psychology so unique, it's like they're from a different planet. Let me explain. Hi, I'm Gary, and welcome to my pep talk session on everything psychology. Today we're going back. Not the 90s, not the 80s, but the 70s. Because people from this decade have a secret psychological advantage that explains why they handle stress better, stay committed longer, and adapt faster than any other generation. Stick around because the reason will blow your mind. When Gen Z looks at us, they think we're old-fashioned. Some think the 70s were just about war and outdated ideas. Wrong. We were the coolest generation, the last to grow up completely free, and the first to master the digital world. Let me show you what I mean. If you wanted to talk to someone in the 70s, you had three options: visit them, call their house and hope they're home, or write a letter and wait days for a reply. That's it. No texting. No DMs. No read receipts making you anxious. And somehow we survived. Relationships actually worked without constant contact. Wild, right? Need information? You went to the library. You searched through card catalogs, these wooden drawers full of cards, found the book, sat down, and actually read. If the book wasn't there, you waited weeks for it to arrive from another library. We basically did research like detectives. Google who? We were out here doing real investigative work at age 10. Entertainment? You waited for it. Your favorite show aired once a week at a specific time. Miss it? Gone forever. No rewind. No streaming. You had to plan your life around TV schedules. But this taught us something powerful: delayed gratification. Our brains learned that good things take time, and that made them more valuable. That's why we can commit to things today. We're wired for patience. We don't need instant results because our childhood trained us to wait, to work, to stick with something even when it's hard. Remember coming home to an empty house? Parents at work, no babysitter, just you and a key around your neck. We called ourselves Latchkey kids. You'd let yourself in, make a snack, usually cereal or whatever you could find, do homework, and handle problems on your own. No helicopter parents. No tracking apps. You were just free. Something breaks? You fix it or figure it out. Hungry? Make something. Bored? Go outside and find your friends. There was no calling mom at work for every little thing. You learned to be resourceful. We were like tiny adults, but cooler because we still had recess. This is why we're so independent now. Our brains developed self-reliance as a core feature, not an option. When things go wrong today, we don't panic. We solve it. That's just how we're built. The downside? We're terrible at asking for help because we never learned that someone would actually come. But hey, at least we can change a tire. Dinner in the 70s meant sitting at a table with your family. No phones because they didn't exist yet. No TV for most families during dinner. You ate what was cooked, talked about your day, and that was it. Revolutionary concept, right? Food came from actual places: the butcher, the baker, the vegetable stand. You knew where your food came from because you went there with your mom. Everything was made from scratch. No Uber Eats. No DoorDash. Most homes didn't even have microwaves yet. Meals took time to prepare, and you appreciated them because you saw the work. Plus, everything tasted better because it was real. None of this processed, packaged stuff. We were eating organic before organic was cool. Free time meant going outside. You'd meet friends at the park, ride bikes until the streetlights came on, play games with actual physical movement. No scheduling playdates through apps. You just showed up. Boredom wasn't something to fix with a screen. It was fuel for creativity. We built forts, made up games, and lived like tiny adventurers. This is why we can sit in silence without feeling uncomfortable. Why we can enjoy a meal without photographing it first. We experienced life directly, not through a screen, and our brains remember that real satisfaction. Dating in the 70s and 80s required actual bravery. You couldn't hide behind a screen or send a safe little text. You had to walk up to someone, face-to-face, look them in the eyes, and risk total humiliation. If they said no, everyone at school knew by lunch the next day. No swiping left. No unmatching. Just pure, unfiltered rejection or acceptance. We were warriors. Phone calls with your girlfriend or boyfriend meant talking on the family phone in the living room while everyone pretended not to listen. Privacy? You stretched that curly cord as far as it would go into the hallway or closet. Sometimes you'd talk for hours about absolutely nothing, just to hear their voice. If your dad needed the phone, tough luck. Conversation over. If you liked someone, you gave them your number and waited. Just waited. Stared at the phone. Hoped it would ring. No texting to fill the awkward silence. No Instagram to stalk them. You just sat there like a detective waiting for a lead. Dates were simple. Movies, walks, diners, drive-ins. You had to actually talk to each other to get to know someone. No online profiles telling you everything up front. Discovery took time, conversation, and attention. This taught us patience in relationships and how to communicate face-to-face, a skill that's basically extinct now. So what's the secret I promised you at the beginning? It's this: all of those experiences made us psychological shapeshifters. We're in our late 40s and 50s now, and we can code switch between generations better than anyone else alive. We translate between worlds. We adapted without losing who we are. When the power goes out, we don't panic. We light candles. When Wi-Fi crashes, we don't fall apart. When GPS fails, we actually know how to read signs and ask for directions. We changed with the times but remember what worked before technology. We're not stuck in the past, and we're not lost in the present. We're the bridge between the old world and the new one. And in a world that's constantly changing, that's the ultimate superpower. So that's the psychology of people born in the 70s. We're patient because we learned to wait. We're independent because we raised ourselves. We appreciate real experiences because we lived them without filters. We're brave in relationships because we had to be. And we adapt because we've survived every major change in modern history. If you're from the 70s, you're tougher than you give yourself credit for. If you're not, now you understand why we are the way we are. Hit that like button if this took you back. Subscribe to Psychology with Gary for more content that actually makes sense. And drop a comment. What's one thing from the 70s that younger people will never understand? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.